Are women treated as inferior in Hindu Dharma, and why are they not allowed in a temple during menstruation?
Our temple is dedicated to female.
Exactly, yes, that is true.
It's not considered inferior at all. In fact, there's, I think it is in Saundara Lahari by Adi Shankara, in Saundara Lahari or some other text, where he says that without Shakti, Shiva is Shava.
Mm-hmm.
Without the female energy, the feminine energy, feminine divine, divine feminine, Shiva is Shava, Shava is corpse. So Shakti stands for E, the what do you call this, the letter E,
Mm-hmm.
that makes Shiva become Shiva. Otherwise, you remove E from I, from
Shava.
Shiva, it becomes Shava. So
Corpse.
not at all. And if women were not allowed, I don't know, from my opinion, it was just for a matter of convenience.
It's interesting. There's a whole history of that, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it would not apply in today's world. That is why we need to update.
True.
Update whatever was convenient before. It does not mean that it will apply the
True.
same thing
True.
in now's era.
True.
Why the Hindu women a long time ago, they were set aside when they're having their menstruation. They were not allowed to cook. They were not allowed to do anything. They were actually put in a corner. Basically, it is not to set them aside or they become a second class being, right, human being, but actually it is out of utter respect and care for women.
Yeah.
A long time ago, women had to work a household, and of course, what they fetch water and do the kitchen work and all of the things like that. But nowadays, women are living in cities.
True.
A long time ago, maybe they were living in the forest and all that. So when women do have menstruation, of course it affects them physically, and not only physically, but mentally, emotionally, because sometimes they have mood swings, and then not only that, their blood pressure becomes low, and to take care of the women. So they were given the time to rest. Basically.
To rest,
And why they're not allowed to enter the temples? Because they did not have sanitary pads.
Exactly. This is what my common sense says. But even this, if I'm to speak in Indonesian, they'll be having a problem with me. Even they don't accept this fact, you know. There were no sanitary pad. Until 1960s, my sister, my mother, they were not using sanitary pad. They would use cloth.
Yes, they were using cloth and sometimes pots.
Exactly.
Even though, interesting, Guruji, okay, but this is for women. It's for a women thing. But nowadays, there is a movement that to save the planet, people, women especially, would like to go back to the olden times, but of course, in better technology, even though using natural products such as cotton, cloth and all that, but it won't be like in the olden times where, excuse me, but the blood will, scatter on the floor and all that. So that is why women were told to take care of themselves. In Ayurveda also, basically, when a woman is having their menstruation, they're supposed to be gentle with themselves.
Exactly.
Because of it also affects the moods, and it is time for detoxification. It is best that they don't do lots of activities. But in today's world, of course, they demand always like women should also be the same like men and all like that.
I always tell them from so many years I've been talking, I've been writing. One of my articles was translated even into Arabic. And that article, the title of that article was "Emancipation is an Insult to Womenhood." In every way, women is far more superior than men. tell a man to carry a child for 9 months, he'll die.
True. True.
He'll die.
True. And about these women being told to rest and also being protected during their menstruation, because if they were living in the forest, I mean, animals can sense blood. Certain animals who are ferocious, they can sense blood from far away, and they'll be the target. You know, they'll
this
be
seems
prone.
to be your favorite subject. Shall we move on to another point?
Oh, another one, Guruji.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
There are certain temples.
Sabarimal.
Yeah, like Sabarimal. Actually, it is true that it is not good for women to enter the temple, especially during menstruation, because in ancient architecture, many of the temples are built according to energetic concept aspect of it. So they see a land, they don't just construct temples anywhere. So they know if there's a good source of energy, and then they build a certain temple. And yes, it can do certain things for certain specific beings, basically women, which has
I would
more.
say some temples.
Yeah, some temples, not all temples. Only certain specific temples.
Okay.
If people don't understand, then they say, you know, women are being set aside. But actually, in Hindu, women are very much well respected, like what you were saying. Shakti, worship. Shakti. Yes. Another question: why women are not allowed to worship Hanuman?
Now, this question I was reading, I have no idea at all, because I have never come across such an instance, you know, because here we are doing Hanuman Chalisa.
Yes.
We have Hanuman statue here, and we just Pratima here. We just have Hanuman Pratima outside. I haven't come across that, but I don't understand. I don't understand that whole idea.
And what is also the reason behind it? It's
because you see the idea of if we just connect Hindu philosophy or Sanatana Dharma just with India, we will have problem, because in India Hanuman is depicted as Bala Brahmachari.
Yeah.
He is not married, okay?
Yeah.
In Java, Hanuman is married.
True.
He has a son.
Exactly.
So, you know, they have got different versions. Different versions, but if you want to stick to a certain version, then we'll have problem.
It's interesting. If Hanuman is
Brahmachari,
right? He's not having the problem. Maybe the women's having the problem.
Exactly. So, you know, it's. I don't think that is a issue at all.
And why do Hindus have so many rituals?
To remind us that in everything there is God. Most of the rituals that we call Hindu rituals, they are related to either climate change, the weather, or the musim, or the season, harvest time, this and that. And then they are related to certain divine qualities. Like in Java, for instance. I'm not talking Hindu as practiced in India alone. In Java, we depict Lakshmi as Sri Devi, Devi Sri. We call Devi Sri. In South India, Sri Devi. But here it becomes opposite, yeah? Devi first, Devi Sri. So Devi Sri is connected with agriculture. In India, Lakshmi is having a pot of money. You know, here she is having a tankaya, what is the rice, what do you call that?
Paddy.
The paddy. She's having paddy. So different ways of looking at things. And what is the question?
Why do Hindus have so many rituals?
So many rituals because we have got so many days in our life.
And also
every day is a ritual day.
Exactly.
To remember God.
Of to be grateful, basically,
to be connected, to ever be connected. When we do Agnihotra,
yeah, that is
now
connected.
we have certain people having problem with Agnihotra.
Yeah,
it's funny, you know. But Agnihotra is just to remind you. The very first mandala of Rigved is, glorifying Agni as Purohit.
Maybe the problem here is because why so many rituals, maybe so elaborate and all that. It does not need to be elaborate.
It doesn't have to be elaborate. And that is the problem is when we connect a certain ritual with it has to be done like this, like this, like this, like this. I don't think it is there in our Hindu culture. It depends on you. When you don't go to a temple, nobody really bothers you.
Exactly.
You can have a temple at home. Every Hindu person must have a temple at home. If he has got time, he goes to temple. If he doesn't have time, every morning he goes to the office, to his shop, whatever. On the way he can find a small temple of Hanuman or Shiva or whatever under a tree. He just goes and bows down and he moves on.
True.